and Pro League maps for these show matches.
Why don't you
Got the new
introduce
map.
JD for me? When the observer gets to show JD. Many people tweeted at us actually. And here in the top left corner, we have the god, otherwise called as Flash from KT Rolster. The godlike term. He's just the creator of term. I can see that GTR is trying hard not to laugh.
And spawning here at the bottom left, the Tyrant as he's known in Korea, it is JeaDong. So we saw Protoss versus Terran earlier, and we've got that was a really interesting game, but I'm more excited about this Terran versus Zerg. Flash in Hardest Swarm was really known for, you know, not going for that mech bio style, favoring that mech in most of his games that he's played during Heart of the Swarm. So I'm really curious to see what Flash will do in this match that we have here today.
I don't expect any surprises at the moment, and while the players are getting ready for a serious matchup, if JeaDong wins, I should tell my best worst joke ever, and if Flash wins, I return to Starcraft 2. If JD wins, I return to Starcraft 2 and do AMA on Reddit Starcraft. So you guys can keep sending us your suggestions on what I should do if Flash wins, or what GTR should do if he wins, if JD wins.
No. It should be if Flash loses, you should do something.
Okay.
If JeaDong, so if Flash loses, you should do something. If JeaDong loses, I have to do something.
Okay, but I'm not going to do anything because Flash is going to win, but okay.
No. Anyway, we see here.
Anyways, okay, so the position of this map, I'm not really familiar with the Iron Fortress, but it's the 4-player map, is it?
Yes, so spawns are at each corner of the map, and these spawn points are kind of good for JeaDong because he can just keep expanding across the map, and either way, this is not the event match.
This is a serious match. It's real. You know, what I like about JD is he is super fan-friendly, and he speaks English. I'm not saying that Flash is bad at English, but he knows how to communicate, and now he's just hyping up this event.
Yeah.
It's real, and Flash is going,
mouse. I was complaining about the mouse. Typical Flash.
Wow, this is Flash. I'm sorry, but this is Flash.
Yeah. But,
so we are seeing his mouse right now. I think it's working quite fine,
yeah.
But JD, he's serious, but he has his grin face on right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I actually met JeaDong 3 years ago, he couldn't speak much English, but, like, meeting him now, his English is actually really good, which is really good to see these players learning English and communicating with the foreign fans.
I think players who stay outside of Korea, they just pick up English really naturally.
Yeah, because they're always around English people. Or
and I think it's really good.
Yeah.
English people, wow.
English-speaking people.
You're such a racist. I'm sorry. So let's see what's going to happen
here.
So
third hatchery goes down at that 6 o'clock third expansion, as I
And 2 Mars from
and
Flash.
2 Reapers.
Reapers, I'm sorry.
As we see these Reapers try and hit that queen, but those
Flash
just
which
laugh.
means cuckoo.
It's like ha 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 ha, basically.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm kind of happy actually because I get to go home early at 30. But this is only 3 minutes down the game, and
we see third base going down at that choke point to help. You know, if JeaDong decides to go for any run-by shenanigans.
Those Reapers are going to die, but
no, those Reapers will go back.
This is Flash. This is why.
You really want Flash to win, don't you?
Of course I do. He's a god. I mean, even if he loses, it's not because it's bad, but he's just losing on purpose.
As you can see here, the group of Zerglings trying to chase away those Reapers. Reapers heal up. The move, the healing ability coming in Heart of Storm. As we see Reactor Factory, we'll see what he builds from it. Just Hellion, so this is a very stock standard Heart of Storm build. Right here from Flash, getting those Reapers out, getting those Hellions out.
And the SimCity too.
SimCity as well, trying to take control of the map and try and stop JeaDong from expanding his creep. As we see a Liberator being built at the starport, I do have a feeling though that this is more going to be for a defensive purpose rather than an offensive purpose. I think if he was trying to be offensive with the starport, he would build a Banshee. As we see the Roach Warren going down for JeaDong in Legacy of the Void, Roaches can evolve into a unit called the Ravager, which is basically a siege unit of the Zerg. It fires like missiles, a projectile into the air and lands after a delay. And Ravagers is really good for defense. So we'll see how JeaDong utilizes it.
You know, I think it's kind of good for Flash, maybe not, because the creep tumors, they're spreading really fast.
Yes, in Legacy of the Void, creep tumors spread way faster as they do in Heart of the Swarm or Wings of Liberty. So you really want to get that creep spreading out really quickly.
Go down, you Overlord.
Yes, the Liberator. I think the Liberator here is just acting more as a Viking sort of role where, you know, just pick off those Overlords around the map that JeaDong can't really save. As we see the first couple of first Ravagers here, we'll see them cast the attack, but the Hellions zip by and go back to the other choke of JeaDong.
But I think the tumor is spreading too fast. I think if Flash wants to do something, he has to harass from both sides, actually.
Yeah, I think he should do a dual prong attack. 4 Ravagers won't be enough if Flash decides to do some sort of like multi-pronged harassment here. As we see JeaDong's keyboard, and now we see these Hellion Reapers and Liberators just walking around the map. But with these Ravagers out for JeaDong, there's no real opening for Flash to do some damage. So I think Flash needs to transition away from this Bulk Army. As we see the +1 vehicle weapons actually being built for Flash, so we're going to see mech here.
That hatchery is going to go down. It's going to go down.
Yes,
Goodbye.
the hatchery is getting very
low.
low.
Maybe not, maybe not.
These Ravagers, they can still attack, but...
Oh, he pulled all the Hellions. Oh, wow.
These Hellions are actually doing a bit of damage to those Ravagers. And then the Liberators as well.
Locked in. Oh, no, maybe not.
Gets one, gets another Ravager, gets a second Ravager, actually. And these Liberators are doing a really good job of zoning JeaDong away from the 4th base. And I think JeaDong needs to expand upwards instead of expanding sideways, as he actually lets that hatchery build as these Liberators go into Liberation mode, I believe it's called.
Liberation mode.
Yeah.
Well, they've locked in at his 3rd base, right?
Yeah, so he can't mine from there until he takes them out. JeaDong building
that
out
hatchery's going to go down.
Yeah, the hatchery's going to go down. The Hellbat's being morphed. As
I'm sorry, the God has won.
As Flash with a supply lead of around 20. It's not looking good for JeaDong.
But I still think that he has a chance because I forgot what to say. Maybe not.
I mean, now JeaDong's down to it's back to 3 bases, but nice Zergling harass here at the 3rd base of Flash. But these Cyclones take out those Zerglings quite easily, as we see it Hydralisk stand. Upgrading those roof spines for that Hydralisk speed.
I wonder what's the upgrades for. It's for Flash. It's still...
So we see here Cyclone range, as well as +2, oh, excuse me.
Excuse you.
+2 weapons for the vehicles. Meanwhile, Zergling's trying to harass that 3rd base of Flash. To no avail, as those Liberators are there. JeaDong once again trying to expand to that 4th base next to his 3rd base, and you know, he's trying to spread that creep out. Meanwhile, Flash adding more factories to complement.
Oh, there's a secret hatchery down there. I don't think
that's a secret hatchery, because you can easily link those with creep. So.
No, I mean, Flash hasn't seen it yet.
Flash hasn't seen it yet.
Flash wouldn't be expecting a hatchery down there right now, but we'll have to see.
As we see JeaDong trying to stop this expansion here at the 4th base of Flash, but the Mech Army of Flash takes out those Zerglings, as we see a couple of Ravagers and a few Hydralisks. So it looks like JeaDong here is going for a Ravager Hydralisk combo to battle this Mech Army.
We still have to wait on that Hydralisk then, so it's going to take a while for JD.
As we see the main arding of the drones to that 4th base.
Protecting their drones with the army while they move to the other hatchery.
And,
I think they're on patrol. Maybe
no,
not,
they're not on patrol. It's just that he sent them too early to mine, and as a result, they mine back to that 3rd base instead of the newly built hatchery. As we see here, the flooding of command centers for those orbital commands is typical with mech. Nothing new here. We've seen this since Wings of Liberty. Got to get those mules out. See.
It's serious for JD right now.
Yeah.
It's also serious for Flash, but...
Well, it's serious for JeaDong now. He knows that his quite behind at the moment, so he's got to go into serious mode. As we see the Hellion army of Flash scooting through the middle, and oh, that is a lot of Liberators here. As these Hellion Cyclones.
He's gonna get this, bring this hatch rate down. I mean, the gas down too, but he just decides to go.
No, he decides to go back. But a couple of Hellions actually get into the mineral line, takes out a few drones.
I don't think that makes a big difference, Joe. But it would have been better for Flash if he went.
I think he should have gone to the upper ground and try to assume the higher position. But with those Ravagers out for JeaDong, JeaDong could just send those projectiles up in the air and take out the mech armies. There's a nice Zergling counterattack here from JeaDong as Flash decides to counterattack this main army. These Liberators deploy, and let's see how much damage they do. Takes out a few Ravagers. But this Zergling counterattack's actually doing a lot of damage. And Flash losing a lot of SCVs here. We'll see how much damage these Zerglings can do.
He's going to go in. He's going to go in. He should just go in. The Zerglings should go in, but...
We'll see how much this counterattack from Flash. This counterattack needs to do a lot of damage because these Zerglings are just being rallied into... These Cyclones they do minimal damage against lots of units, and when you're surrounded by Zerglings. But it's really nice that Flash actually gets those supply depots up, and Flash can't do, JeaDong can't do any more damage, but it looks like JeaDong gonna use those Zerglings to attack the 3rd and 4th base of Flash.
Flash, this is God.
I mean, Flash with these Liberators are doing so much damage. These Ravagers just being morphed right now, and there's not many workers for JeaDong, and JeaDong's actually lost a lot of drones there, and with all these command centers being turned into orbital commands from Flash, he can send down those mules and start mining again, and JeaDong doesn't really have much of an answer to these Liberators.
Well, that was intense just there, I think.
JeaDong is not happy.
He's clenching his teeth
with this game. As we see here,
this is
few Cyclones and Hellion. And the Liberators deploying right now. See how much damage they do to those Ravagers. Not much, it seems. Actually, no. Looks like those Ravagers try and take the fight to the Liberators, but they just get chewed up here.
They're just fried.
And his lone Hydralisk doing a bit of damage to those Liberators, but
it's still looking good for Flash because he is still mining quite a lot.
Yeah, he is still mining. But the most important thing is that he has those orbital commands to rebuild those SCVs, drop down those mules, and get his economy back again. And another important thing is that he didn't lose any factories in that Zergling counterattack, which means he can rebuild quite quickly.
So strong. The Terran, he's the god. I'm going to read my Twitter. I'm going to see what you should do. Let's see. Okay. Are you ready?
As JeaDong complaining about Terran. Pretty sure if Flash was playing against a Protoss, he'd be complaining about Protoss, and Protoss would be complaining about Zergs. But as we see here, a huge flock of Cyclones and Hellions coming in. And we can see Lurkers actually coming out for JeaDong.
This is Terran.
There's so many Hellions here that these Lurkers don't do as much damage as they could. I think that he should have got those Lurkers out a bit earlier, but wow, actually, those Lurkers do a lot of damage, but it's not enough as Flash wins this game. JeaDong GG's out, and
GG's, guys.
Flash not looking impressed. Nah, just joking as he smiles.
So I think the loser should wear the GoPro camera on their head while casting.
I didn't have a GoPro though.
Maybe you should wear your phone on your forehead like this. Okay. If I win, your contemporary must cast with a high-pitched or funny voice. Hello? What's up? What's up, John? I think this is good. So
I'm not doing that anymore.
So we're going to a brief interview with Flash and JeaDong.
So I'll leave it to you to translate.
How come you're not doing it?
Translate. I did my high voice. I'm not going to do it for the rest of the cast.
Yes, you're supposed to.
I already did it, but go ahead.
Let's listen. Let's hear it from the player. Congratulations, Flash, as always. How do you feel? I think you really wanted to win. I just wanted to show you guys a lot of units, as much as I can, the various units in the Legacy of the Void. And I had fun. I enjoyed my game today. I want to go for lurkers earlier. I feel bad that I lost, but I enjoyed my game today too. I had all my units ready. I produced all the units that I wanted to, and I showed you a lot in Legacy of the Void. She's asking the difference between Heart of the Swarm. There's lots of new units, and in details it's different too. You start with 12 workers. And there are more elements that will enable you guys to enjoy the game more. And now we're going to talk to JD. It's more speedy than Heart of the Swarm. So if you're a fan watching this, I think it's more entertaining. And as a person playing the game, there's much more faster minerals mined because of the workers. I think it'll take time for me to get adjusted to the game because the game is speeding really fast. Now let's see what they've got to say for their fans. There are lots of fans here today at the event. Thank you for coming down. I think what will come in the future is important. And I will try to share as many games as possible. So please look forward to my games. I will try to win more games in return. It was a good time for me to participate in a really big event like this. And I want Starcraft to be a much more loved game from fans from this point on. This was Flash from KT Rolster and JD from Evil Geniuses, and this is Curie with JeaDong. So,